We are interviewing the Bellwethers today. Can we start by introducing everybody and tell us what you play?
Sure. Francina. I sing, play guitar, and piano in the group.
Kim Dangerous, vocals.
Angel, play bass.
Joe Bauman, play guitar.
Cool. I have to ask you first, what does your name mean, the Bellwethers? What is that?
Well, technically it's like it means like a trendsetter. Sometimes in those are like stocks and things. Like there'll be a bellwether company that'll set the trend for other things. So we thought that was a cool sounding name and had a little background. So
That's what we'd like to be.
yes, we'd like to be the trendsetter.
Exactly.
Okay. How did you guys all meet?
You want to tell it?
Is it a funny story?
Well, Fran and I actually have worked together for 12 years, and I met Joe through a friend of Fran's, and was an honorary member of his old band. Fran and I were in a band called the Siennas together from about 2004 till about 2008, and we met Angel through playing shows around Phoenix. So everybody in our band, including our drummer, and our violin player were either in bands together or played on bills together, so we knew each other very well.
Awesome. So are you all from Phoenix, or did you move here from other places, or
I'm from upstate New York.
New York?
I'm originally from Connecticut, so
I don't know if anyone's actually from Phoenix. I'm not
Yeah. I'm from California, so we got the whole country covered.
Yeah, there you go. So you have fans everywhere already.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Mom.
All the street team Facebook pages and.
Oh yeah.
How would you describe the overall sound or style of your music?
you want to take that one, Joe?
We're kind of an alternative blues rock, I guess. We take a lot of influences from Bob Dylan, but definitely a heavier sound.
Yeah.
More guitar based, and obviously you have piano. And I don't know, that's like the hardest question to answer is, what do you sound like? It's like we just.
That's why I wanted to ask it, because listening to your stuff, I was just like, wow, there's just so much. It's just so different, and I just thought it was. The second I heard you guys, I was like, told my husband he was gonna love you guys. And you said violin too, right?
We do have a violinist. She's with Child right now.
That's
so.
okay. That's Isabel.
Yeah,
Isabel,
Isabel.
And we have a drummer who's somewhere.
He's
Somewhere en route.
Yeah.
En route, yes.
Oh, you guys played the Diabetes Walk in
We
Tempe?
did. In 2010, we were the exclusive band for the JDRF Walk.
How did you get that?
A very good friend of ours that we used to work with actually was the entertainment director for that, and she herself has juvenile diabetes. And she came to us and asked if we would be interested in playing, and we said absolutely, because we love her. And
Yeah.
we very much wanted to participate in the event and think it's a wonderful cause.
Okay, I was very honored when you guys, Isabel contacted me, and when she told me that you guys had played there, I was like, heck yeah, I have to come. So do you guys have anybody in your families that have diabetes, or anyone else that you know?
No,
or-
my grandfather had diabetes, but that's the only person in my
Okay.
family that had
My
it.
mother's type 2,
Okay.
so.
I just always have been asking that question because, the statistics, it's like everybody knows somebody,
Yeah.
so.
But yeah, our friend Mitzi, who planned the walk last year, actually is the person that we know that has juvenile diabetes.
Okay.
So.
All right. I've also been asking everyone lately, what was it like? I like to ask this question for young people who see bands and, they want to be a rock star. So I like to ask, what was your first moment on stage? What was that like? Were you scared, excited,
Wow.
both?
Well, I was 18 months in Central Park dancing in front of some band called the Devil's Disciples, so I don't really remember that moment, but there are pictures of it. My first performance live was at 11 with my junior high school, and we played a kind of a benefit show then, and it was incredibly scary.
Everybody looking at you.
Yeah, yeah. But as a band, I kind of got out of it for a while after college, and Fran brought me back in 2004. So I remember the first night being up on stage with our old band, and it was it's exhilarating and nerve-wracking at
All
the same time. Yeah.
I've been doing it forever, and I still get nervous. I'm nervous to play tonight. So I don't think it
I've
ever
heard
goes
bands
away.
say that if you don't get nervous, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah, we have little
fair
rituals
to-
that we each do before we get
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
You know, I think the nerve thing is just part of it, and because you want to do well, and you just get your
Yeah.
nerves, and Fran.
I'm a mess.
Yeah. There's also the inevitable
But it works,
technical
right?
difficulties that
Right.
can happen.
Right.
All of a sudden, you get up there, you're ready to go, and something just doesn't work for no apparent or discernible reason. And so it's that's kind of you break a guitar string, step on a chord.
Yeah, singer steps on the chord and
Yeah.
snaps your guitar.
That was my next question: is do you have any really embarrassing moments on stage?
Yes, I unplugged his guitar in the middle of a song.
Yeah, I was
At the
sitting there
sailing.
playing my little guitar
I
solo,
stepped down
and she's kind of dancing around and stepped down and unplugged me, and I was like,
I reached back down and plugged it right
Yeah.
back in.
An embarrassing moment.
we haven't had any wardrobe malfunctions.
No,
or
no
anything,
wardrobe
so-
malfunctions. No,
Darn.
we tend to keep
Yeah.
the sisters in check, and
Yeah.
So far, don't jinx us.
I got nothing on it. So
She already took care of that.
yeah.
Anybody else? No.
But not in this band. I was when I was younger. I was in different kinds of punk bands, and we played. We used to play the Dead Kennedys covers.
Yeah.
During California Uber Alice, there was a guy out there in the audience who was really into it, and I was in my teenage punk rock thing, and he grabbed my jacket and vigorously pulled me right off the stage.
Oh no.
So I think it was all meant in good. He was just really excited, but it erupted into a whole punk rock thing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, we had the
Punk
Ziggy
rock
show
chaos.
too. Where
I've been
I fell through the
electrocuted several
stick, yeah.
times.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
we had a show when we were the Siennas, and the stage that we were on had about a 2-foot hole between the back part of the stage and the front part of the stage, and I didn't realize that as I was stepping back, and I stepped down into it while he was getting electrocuted on the mic. You literally saw blue
Wow.
Oh my
flames
god.
coming up, and our keyboard player didn't work. That was a pretty embarrassing.
So our
Oh my
message,
goodness.
our message to young people is check the grounding.
Yeah, pay attention
Yeah.
to your
Check your footing.
surroundings.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you guys have any hobbies besides making music?
I'm a scuba diver.
Oh really? I've never done that.
So tell them about the sharks.
Which sharks?
So any of the
I'm an
sharks.
avid scuba diver. A very close friend of the family is an underwater videographer, and I used to go on location with her during her shoots. And
That would be fun.
yeah, it was amazing. I've dove with lots of sharks, and
Is it
Went
as
into a few
scary
big
as it
ones.
seems like it would be?
it is when you don't realize what's going on, or when you come up out of the water and one comes up, behind
your
you.
face.
Yeah.
You're like an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, I am. I am an adrenaline.
I
junkie.
play golf.
I would guess that from your name.
Kind of the same thing.
Yeah. I could see the resemblance there.
Yeah.
So you've been playing together for a while. Do you have any big goals for the coming year, or where do you see yourselves a year from now?
Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead, friend.
We'd love to get paid to do it. Obviously. So that's the major goal. But we're working on a record, so we want to get that out and pressed and everything. So that'll be exciting, and
Okay.
just continue playing in the valley. Maybe hit California and
Uh-huh.
Texas and stuff. So
Yeah, probably try to get into some more festivals and
Yeah.
things like that. Obviously, we won't be doing any arena rock,
Right.
within the next year. But just to get more established in the local scene and
cover of
maybe-
Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Cover
We're not
Rolling
averse to
Stone.
doing
Just the
it.
little things.
No,
We're
no,
not averse to
but
doing it.
it wouldn't break our hearts if we did. Oh, maybe a little bit.
Do you guys write your own music? Do you do covers or both, or only original, or?
We do a couple covers.
Yeah.
But mostly it's all our own stuff.
Do you all write, or is there certain ones of you that write? Or?
Yeah, we have a pretty good collaborative effort. Usually we just bring pieces of things in, and it kind of goes through the Bellwethers
Yeah,
churning
process.
process, and it comes out Bellwethersy.
Yeah, Fran
So-
usually starts with kind of the seed idea and then brings it in, and then we just kind
You
of
just build on it.
work through it until we're all happy and it jives together. So but I think we have a pretty good methodology to our madness.
I asked the other two bands that I interviewed today, something I've been asking lately is, what are your thoughts on the Phoenix local music scene? Do you think it gets enough support?
How much time have we got?
I know.
I wasn't aware there was one. I
I
think
mean,
it's
Oh, go ahead.
no. I was just the town is so spread out,
Yes.
and there's no strip or anything. There used to be like Tempe and some other areas where
Well,
you know,
Mill Avenue used to be.
yeah, Mill Avenue, where you could walk down the street and there'd be bands in every other bar and you could just listen and walk in. There's no place like that. They're all in strip malls spread across.
Right.
So there really is no scene. It's just a random collection of
A peppering kind of.
Oh yeah, exactly. A peppering of bars. So it's really hard to you know, establish yourself because you know it's every bar for itself. There's no
Right.
It's like there's pockets. So, you know, like the Chasers scene in South Scottsdale is kind of like it's got more of like heavier rock and metal, and that's kind of their thing over there. Jugheads is more punk, and you know that's their scene over there. Salem's got the jam band thing. So there's like pockets that are cool all over, but there's no collective.
No real hub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There's also no really prevalent style of music that would be like, I mean, there's a Seattle sound, there's an LA sound, there's a, you know, whatever, you know, London. You know, for Phoenix, it's really just a kind of a mishmash of
Everything.
and there's, it's
Everything,
very,
yeah.
you know, this town is a sports and business town to begin with, so there's very little like thrown in the way of the arts. I mean, I know we got First Fridays and the downtown scene is starting to come around, and we actually did a radio show with.
Driving with Gas
Yeah,
on
Driving with
106.7.
And that's a very cool independent radio station, but that's one of the few that and I might be a little bit out of it because I'm not totally on the radio, but as far as supporting local music and getting that out there,
They are it now.
Yeah.
103.9 changed the format. So
That's right.
they've gone
That's
to classic
right,
rock.
they're classic
They
rock
went to
now.
classic rock, yeah.
so I mean it's tough, you know, but there's a lot of cool clubs and there's a lot of cool like, little areas, so you just kind of and there's
Yeah,
there's
the
still a lot
town
of
is
good
prolific
bands.
with talent. And,
Yeah.
and that's what's frustrating is that we just don't have the scene.
Yeah.
In
There's no
any
one
of-
place to go. Like me being way out here, we drive to Tempe or we drive to, you know, it's
Then that's
there's
like a
no-
day trip.
yeah, exactly. We gotta pack a lunch, the whole thing. How do you guys? I kind of have my own opinion, but how do you think you stand out from other bands?
Wow.
I can't wait to get your opinion now. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's a question
Hey,
for,
can we just jump to I think it goes back to what she said when she was listening to us. We have our own sound. You know, we aren't, we're not, you know, a poppy rock. We're not even, you know, heavy alternative. We kind of have this blues influenced sound to what we do. And I think that does, you know, separate us from a lot of the bands that are in town.
And that's number one. What I really liked was the blues stuff. I had a big influence with my dad. He was just self-taught guitar, but he always played lots of blues stuff. So I related with that. But I don't hear a lot of blues anymore. And a lot of people don't realize rock came from blues, you know?
yeah.
That whole,
Well,
but
all
so
our
that's one thing that I
influences
really
are they go back to Beatles and Bob Dylan and you know a lot of the older you know
Right.
style rock bands. So a lot of that kind of fuses into what we're doing as well.
And a lot of that came from the blues originally anyway, so but as we've gotten older, I mean we're more mature for a band. But as at least for me, you know, I went from the sort of angst punk rock alternative like I just don't have that angst anymore. I'm just
You're getting tired.
yeah, and so like getting into the blues a little bit like really spoke to me because it's a really good outlet, especially for where I'm at in my life. You know,
Right.
like, both lyrically and musically, and it's universal. Everyone gets it, and can, you know, even if you haven't heard the song, there's a familiarity there that
Right.
you know you can latch on to.
you can still feel it.
So, and then I think part of our maturity, like we've been around for quite a bit, and it's really important to us to, you know, put on really good sounding shows and write really good music. So we spend a lot of time refining that, and I think that also kind of sets us apart a little bit, just because we're just really into what we do.
Yeah. And again, the violin, you know, all the different instruments is really cool too. Not just two guitars and a drum, you know?
Yeah,
It's a lot
exactly.
more than that.
We try to, you know, mix the sounds up, and I mean, not to the point where it's, you know, some bands use every effect,
Right.
and they kind of hide behind that, you know, a lot. You know, instead of writing something different, they just add a different effect on it, and we don't really use that many effects
Yeah.
at all. We just kind of stick with the basic, you know, little distortion, you know, piano sounds, and
You want to bring a harp in, sure.
you want to ring a harpist?
He does like his organ sound.
His organ
Yes, he likes to
sound.
play with his organ.
Yeah. I keep expanding it. Like I keep adding instrumentation to it. Like, I love the violin, so now I'm like, well, maybe a cello. Well, how about a horn section? Be
Some ska
12
in there.
people on stage.
Yeah, Fran's
I love
then it
how
turns into a big band.
Big band.
Yeah.
So you were talking about the show that you guys just did. That was at Joe's Grotto, right? And you play there regularly?
That's
not
our
really.
second show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Since I've been in the band.
They're a little heavier, more
Mhm.
like, you know, metal, heavy rock. We kind of stick with more the Tempe, like we play Big Fish Pub
Okay.
a lot, and Salem are probably the two most.
Yeah, we tend to get on more gigs with like bands.
Right.
You know?
But it should be said, I mean, Rick and Joe's Grotto and Joe himself are tremendous guys, and I mean, they're super supportive of the local scene, and they always have been. That club has been around forever, and
Yeah.
they do a really good job. And we have a blast playing over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good
Good-
sound,
good-
good
good
stage.
show.
Yeah, they have a good everything. You guys have a Facebook page?
Facebook, Reverb Nation, Sonic Bids. We're kind of working on our website right now.
Okay.
But those are the three.
Well, I think you can get to all of them from Facebook, right?
Yeah, they're probably-
We're all
Yeah,
over
you
there.
can. They
Okay.
are.
And can people buy your music online or?
We got some freebies that you can download, but until we finish our EP, we don't really have anything for sale yet.
Okay. Do you know when that might be? Do you have
March.
a release date?
March.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going back in the studio on Sunday.
Okay.
We're
I think
hoping
you
for
said.
March.
Yeah.
So any other shows coming up or?
February 24th at the Big Fish.
Okay.
March 16th.
March 16th at the Big Fish.
Okay.
Yeah, 8:30 both
Yeah.
both nights.
Okay. Awesome. Is there anything you would like to add for fans or prospective fans?
No, we just thank you for
Yeah,
having us out.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for
Great
coming
job.
out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was very, very cool that
Very
you guys
relaxing drive.
made it out here. I know. It gives you time to think, right? Clear.
Yeah, it's a clear head.